Okay, guys, welcome to day 14, and I just woke up, and I'm about to talk to Abdullah, and he obviously has some bad news as usual for us, and he says, "Alas, our great city is in peril. The most feared of all elemental has been unleashed upon us, the water elemental." Let's ask about water elemental. A water elemental is in the fountain of town to be the greatest of misfortunes. We should all die of thirst. Alright, so let's have our breakfast of champions. The creature of water prevents any from approaching the fountain. I fear we will soon have no water. I say, okay. And thanks. And, I'll eat and drink. And, we're gonna go check out this, water elemental. Which honestly is the easiest one to take care of. But before I go face this elemental, I'm gonna go and see Aziza, because she knows about such things and has great visual aids. So let's knock on Aziza's door. Welcome, Matches. Thank you for your kindness. You have shown Julinar. You are a true hero for helping her. Come in, sit down, and be welcome. Okay. And yes, I will share tea. She asked me why I've come, and I'm going to ask about the water elemental. She probably has a lot to say about it. Perhaps it would be well to show you as well as tell you. Okay. The essence of water is attraction. The elemental will draw all water into itself. It can draw water from the very body of a human that approaches it. In the fountain, the water elemental will draw upon the boundless magical stream which is the lifeblood of the city. People will be dying of thirst as it grows in power, enough to engulf the entire city in a flood. As long as the water elemental is in the fountain, the elemental cannot be harmed or contained. It is only vulnerable to air. Once away from the fountain, it will get drawn to the nearest source of water. You might then contain it. Okay. Let's ask about container. An elemental trying to escape will be drawn to a container of an appropriate nature. If there is no appropriate container, then it will either flee or dissipate and reappear elsewhere. Alright, so she said all of that before. And I forget if I asked her about Alskirva. Alright, she has nothing to say, but he mentioned Adavis, and I also forget if I asked about that. Adavis only cares for power. It would not greatly surprise me if he were behind the darkness in Rasir. Okay, thanks. Make sure I say farewell this time. Alright, so, I don't think there's anyone else that you really need to talk to, about the elemental. Harik is not really going to have anything to say. Keep on laughing. I don't really like talking to. Yeah, that's about it, guys. So let's face the elemental. Oh, and there it is. Now, I read certain sources that the elemental appears on day 15, but it does show up on day 14, which is good because we have things to do on day 15. So, what you're supposed to do is you put your water skin on the ground. you're going to walk away, and then you're going to use bellows. And you basically use the air elemental against it. And that's it, guys. And then you basically pick up water skin. You pick up the water skin that now contains the essence of the water elemental. Yep. And we got 20 points for that. And now in our inventory, we have all of the elementals, with the exception of the earth elemental that we gave to Julinar. We have our magic lamp, which contains the fire elemental. The bellows had the air elemental, and we kind of blew it into the water skin, which now contains, I guess, the air elemental and the water elemental. So, yeah. Let's see if everyone's gonna thank us. No hooray for us? Alright, well, I'm here. Let's see. Alright, my water skin's full, so I don't need to fill it up. Do I need any rations? I have one food ration. Alright, so I'm gonna bargain for a ration while I'm here. Since you speak so convincingly, then it will cost you a centime less. Yeah, folks, just so you know, a centime is like 1/100th. Eventually, they argue with each other until finally, I think you get it for 10 centimes less, which is still really only just a little bit less. It really doesn't end up being that much less. So there's one other thing to do on day 14, and that's go to the guild hall. So we're going to go to the guild hall. And Ahura says, today is a good day for fighting practice. Every day is a good day for practice. This be stuck to the door with knife. I think maybe you should find better place to pass notes. You read the crumpled paper with nearly illegible scroll and small torn spot. Tomorrow night is your last night. You'll be getting final orders then. Be seeing you. Yeah, so, obviously, there is somebody that's been passing notes. And, like I said in a previous video, you might assume from the dark and dastardly nature of them that, if you don't, follow the orders on these notes and do what they say, you might get screwed. But you really can just pretty much ignore them completely, and you're fine. I think I'll also mention that unlike the Weapon Master, you can never really truly beat Ahura. You just use her to grind up your stats, and her weapon use is almost maxed, and all my other stats have gone up quite nicely. But it's mid-morning on day 14, so I'm going to probably grind a little bit my last couple of days, and prepare for my second to last day in Shapeir, in which I will start to get prepared to leave on the caravan. This is Sashanan, right? You know what? I'm gonna talk to Sashanan. Oh, this is Karam. Sorry, I thought this was the jeweler. Okay. Anyway, folks, sorry. I'll see you next time.